Hello guys, it's Max here from Daily Market Movements and welcome to another episode where today we're going to be analysing the S&P500, the NASDAQ100, followed by the Dow Jones 30. So let's start with the S&P 500. We have continued to explode towards the upside here. We're trading up 1.2%, and I wanted to post today's video slightly later on within the trading session because I wanted to see whether these gains could hold. And we've got about 2 hours now left of the trading session at the time that I'm recording this video, and it looks to me that we are going to hold these gains. I put a post out to my Signal group, that's my free Signal group, which I'll share the details on how to join at the end of today's video, that I did expect the S&P 500 to continue to trade higher up towards 4,440. Where am I finding that? Well, if we draw a fib chart from the Feb highs all the way through to the March lows, this fib chart will show us that this fib extension takes us up towards 4,440-ish. So this was an area where I did expect the S&P 500 to target, and we're only around 10 points away from achieving that price area. So I think that going into next week, we could see a bit of a pullback here where we go back and test 4,300. The biggest area that you need to be watching here in the S&P 500 is the 4,200 area. Providing that this holds, this market stays bullish. What I really like is that the 50-day EMA is now trading at that area, so that will also give us extra and additional support. And then of course the 200-day EMA sits around 4,070, which is also encouraging to see, but that's now back above 4,000. I just want to quickly draw your attention to the RSI. RSI is at 76, so don't go chasing the gains here. This is where the dumb money comes in, and the institutional money, the smart money, pretty much takes profits at these current levels. So don't give in to FOMO and be buyers here. I also quickly want to draw your attention to the weekly chart. This is the RSI that I had been paying close attention to, and right now we have a reading of 68.9, so we're approaching overbought on the weekly chart. So as I mentioned, going into the next couple of trading sessions, I am anticipating for a pullback within the tech sector where we see, some of the, the high flyers pull back. Then moving over to the Nasdaq100, I just want to start by saying a massive congratulations to everyone in my Signal team. We had this buy trade here in the CrowdStrike chart. We broke out this wedge, as well as that my Polaris index indicator, which is my private index indicator, which you can buy over on dailymarketmovements.com, signal to buy signal, a few weeks back. And we've been buyers here. We actually opened a position at $149, and of course we just hit that our take profit up at 160, so that's a nice 7% gain there. But the Nasdaq 100, we continue to see these tech stocks fly higher and higher and higher, and I think it's highly likely that we do go up towards 15,300 to 15,350 to go and hit the 0.786 fib. Just like the S&P 500, in fact more so, we are considered to be extremely overbought here on the Nasdaq 100 with a RSI reading of 79. And then if we just quickly move over to the weekly chart here for the Nasdaq 100, we are also overbought with a reading of 76. So it's highly likely, in my opinion, that going into next week, we are going to see some pretty big pullbacks here in the Nasdaq 100 as we digest these gains. But I think these pullbacks will offer fantastic buying opportunities. I think we could probably go as low as 14,285. That is an area where I would be looking to reinvest some money. And then of course we have the 50-day EMA now, which is approaching that 14,000 area. So I would like to continue to trade above 14,000. Then moving over to the Dow Jones 30. Guys, I've said this whole week that this was my favorite chart. I thought that it was a chart that was probably most important, and I just want to also congratulate everyone in my Signal team. We were buyers at the beginning of last week at around 33,900 with a take profit all the way up at 34,500. I've been coming onto YouTube and expressing my own humble opinion that I do believe the Dow Jones 30 is due a big breakout up towards the yearly swing highs, and that is exactly what has happened during this trading week. In fact, today we are up 1.5%, seeing one of our largest daily gains dating back to the 2nd of June. And this, I do expect us to break out higher here. If I just quickly bring up the RSI just to show you, compared to the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, the RSI here is nowhere, it's nowhere near the same. We have a reading at this moment in time around 65, so we're not considered yet to be overbought. And then just quickly, if we go into the weekly chart, we have an RSI which is all the way down at 58. So I really do like this setup here in these type of stocks, the more cyclical names, as I do believe we are going to continue to rally higher in the coming weeks as we see a reversal in the tech names, the big high flyers, the likes of Meta, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft. So I think that there's going to be some profit taking there, and then some rotation consultation, because it's very important to understand when these hedge funds and money managed firms are taking profits in Nvidia, it's not because they don't like the name, it's not because they don't think it's going to go higher, but it's because they just, these small positions that they initially had. Let's say if you're a hedge fund and you were buying Nvidia down at $50 to $100 a share, all of a sudden it's grown all the way to $400 a share, and that position is now is now representing a very large percentage portion of your portfolio, and hedge funds and managed money firms just can't have that. So what do? They trim profits, and then they look to rotate their money into the side of a market which hasn't performed as well. And here is the Dow Jones 30, which is a perfect example. We have financials that have massively underperformed compared to the likes of the high flyers over in the tech space. So I do like the Dow Jones 30 setup, especially going into the next couple of weeks, compared to the Nasdaq and the S&P 500, and I believe that this is bound to increase its move high up towards 35,225. Guys, if you would like to join my free trading signal group, where we closed our free CrowdStrike signal that I posted out at the beginning of this week, and also I have a position in AMD, I also have a position open in a few financial names, then please scan this QR code on your screen. It will take you through to my website where you can sign up to my signal service for completely free of charge. And if any of you would like to purchase the Polaris Index Indicator, which is our private indicator that we sell here, then please visit this website, www.dailymarketmovements.com, and you can purchase it for a lifetime access, a one-time payment of $399.